More and more people are dependent on less and less arable land. Can we reverse this inconvenient divergence? With a rising population, now at 1.2 billion, and shrinking productive agriculture land, India stands at the crossroads of sustaining agriculture growth and reducing poverty. As weather conditions such as droughts and floods continue to create havoc, rice farmers across the nation have been searching for answers. Fortunately, solutions to help farmers adapt are, nevertheless, available. International Rice Research Institute, or IRRI, with its partners, started working on development and dissemination of stress-tolerant rice varieties in 2008. When Stress-Tolerant Rice for Africa and South Asia, or STRASA project, funded by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, was launched in South Asia and Africa.
The STRASA project, I believe that this is just not the end, but it's the beginning of utilizing the genomic-based, the new traits and new genes that can be incorporated in improving rice.
Swarna Sub 1 was the first submergence-tolerant rice variety released in late 2009 from Central Rice Research Institute, CRRI, Cuttack in India, for commercial cultivation after intensive testing and evaluation in South Asia. IRRI developed Swarna Sub 1 by transferring a gene from a local land race, Dhaluputia, in Odisha. It was Dr. David McKill who dedicated many years to develop this variety.
The Swarna happened to be the most popular variety at that time in eastern India, and even it was spreading in Bangladesh, and it was very popular in the areas which were affected by submergence. So we picked that as the first variety that we wanted to try this method out, and so around 2004 was when we really started working on this, and we transferred the Sub1 gene into Swarna, and by 2006 we had what we called Swarna Sub1.
In October 2013, the state of Odisha saw possibly the largest ever typhoon, Phalan, cause incredible devastation to parts of the rice-growing area. Heavy rainfall resulted in the flash flood in coastal districts of Jajpur, Bhadrak, and Balasore. However, farmers who had taken Swarna Sub 1 minimized their losses due to its submergence tolerance. In areas where frequent flash flood leads to crop failures, Swarna Sub 1 variety can withstand complete submergence of about 14 days.
आरथर मते बिहन देइथिले जोडा होची सोन्न सोभियान ताकू मु चाष करथिली भल अमल पाइथिली आ एथर भी बिहन देइथिले धान सातरा बन्या परे धान भी अधा आदि धान मोर फसल हबो आ गोटे होची हमर होची विज्ञान धान जाकू कला चंपा कहती सेटा बहुत नष्ट हो जायछि।
Asha Devi is a farmer living in the village of Tilak Tajpur in Bihar. When she first heard about Swarna Sub 1, she needed no incentive to try it out in her field.
3-4 बार हम लोग के खेत में बाढ़ आया था और बाढ़ आने के बाद भी वो पौधा पेड़ गल गया था, उसमें लगा कि कुछ नहीं है, लेकिन फिर उस जड़ से माने कल्ला निकला पौधा उसमें से, और पौधा जैसे जब गलने के बाद हम लोग को लगा कि नहीं होगा, फिर उसमें से जब जड़ निकला माने झंखार ज़्यादा होके वो पौधा निकला और उसका बाली देख के पूरा गांव के लोग जो जाते थे वो इतना खुश रहते थे कि ये कौन सा धान लगा लिया है। तो हमारे 10 कट्ठा में इतना मनी आया था, करीब 3 मन के कट्ठा हम लोग को गिरा था। जन मजदूर काट के ले गया था, मजदूर अपने काट के बोझा बांध के वो ले गया था। उसके बाद मेरे जो घर पर आया वो भी गिरा था, 10 कुंटल 11 कुंटल कुछ किलो गिरा था।
Likewise, hundreds and thousands of the poor farmers are benefited by growing Swarna Sub 1 every year due to enhanced and stabilized rice productivity in flood-affected areas of South Asia. Many of them had abandoned growing rice due to flood threats in some areas. The Swarna Sub 1 variety gained a lot of popularity even before its release, when farmers realized its magical performance in eastern UP.
In the history of variety release in the country, this was an exception because no other variety or technology was released in such a short period of time. Since it was giving a very good yield in the flood-prone area, many people in the government and policymakers got interested.
As a result, UP government extended support for the Mega Seed Production Scheme, assigned to Narendra Dev University, which produced more than 100 tons of breeder seed in 2009.
First thing we did is we concentrated on seed. Even when we did not have the authorization, at that stage also, we went in for wide scale seed production. As soon as the authorization came, there was no gestation period. The same day when we went, we got it certified in UP, and we moved our papers within 1 week of that to the IRRI and to Government of India, and within 47 days our variety was certified.
National Food Security Mission of the Ministry of Agriculture, NFSM, included flood-tolerant varieties like Swarna Sub 1 in their mini-kit distribution program. About 400,000 mini-kits of Swarna Sub 1 were distributed in flood-prone areas in eastern India in 2010 and 2011.
Swarna Sub 1, the flagship program or variety of STRASA project, gave us a very good opportunity to introduce this to our farmers. Because of this partnership, we are very pleased that we were able to push this variety on a very large scale in eastern India, and farmers benefited a great deal with the much better, almost in some places recording double of their productivity which they used to achieve in a real distressed year. So in that sense, contribution as a result of these joint efforts of National Food Security Mission of Government of India and STRASA project of IRRI yielded very satisfying results from the year 2011-12, when we recorded highest ever rice productivity and food production.
Introduced with 200 grams seed for evaluation in 2005 and released for commercial cultivation in 2009, approximately 85,000 tons of seed of Swarna Sub 1 was produced in 2013-14, covering more than 4 million farmers in South Asia. Drought is, and has been, yet another limiting factor for rice production. With the changing climate, it possesses a major threat to rice farmers in upland areas. For such farmers, Sahabagi Dhan, a drought-tolerant rice variety, which was first released in 2010 by Central Rain-Fed Upland Rice Research Station, Hazaribagh in India, can be the answer.
It was picked up by several farmers who liked its earliness and its resilience to transplanting as well as direct seeding. When the farmers found that it can tolerate drought for more than about 12 to 15 days, it spread like hotcake. At the moment, it is being grown all over eastern India very successfully.
The drought-tolerant rice variety, Sahabagi Dhan, has been a boon to farmers who earlier had no option but to opt traditional varieties, even under severe drought, which often plagues this region.
I strongly believe this networking, this international program through International Rice Research Institute and Indian Council of Agriculture Research in India, they are doing every possible ways to make the maximum utilization of these particular varieties.
Stress-tolerant varieties like Swarna Sub 1 and Sahabagi Dhan are spreading at unprecedented rate, which can be attributed to their performance at farmers' fields. STRASA has been engaged in strong national and intentional strategic partnerships. It has also brought together multiple stakeholders, working in close coordination for upscaling the project activities. STRASA has achieved tremendous success during its first 2 phases of its implementation and continues to play an important role in improving farmers' lives, helping them become resilient to the climatic stresses and feed the world.
Projects like STRASA would go a long way in ensuring food and nutrition security of the region.
I wish much more work like STRASA and in developing and improving rice, a crop, a food crop of the world, and particularly for the developing countries to continue. And I wish all the best for this project and for the future.